In 1939, as Europe descended into chaos, another battlefront was quietly awakening. A front that stretched across deserts, jungles, and savannas, where colonial soldiers fought and died in a war that was never truly theirs. This is the Forgotten Front, Africa's role in World War II. When Hitler's armies invaded Poland, few imagined that battles would soon erupt thousands of miles away, in North Africa, East Africa, and even Madagascar. Yet Africa's strategic location made it impossible to ignore. Control of the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, and the Mediterranean meant control of vital supply lines. The war came early to Africa. In 1940, Italian forces under Mussolini launched attacks from Libya into Egypt and from Ethiopia into British Somaliland. The desert would soon become a vast, shifting battlefield, a war of sand, steel, and survival. The North African campaign was one of the most intense theaters of the war. British, Commonwealth, and later American forces clashed with German and Italian troops led by General Erwin Rommel, the infamous Desert Fox. Battles raged across Libya, Egypt, and Tunisia. The names became legendary: Tobruk, El Alamein, Kasserine Pass. At stake was not just North Africa, but access to the Middle East, the oil of Arabia, and the route to India. Victory here meant control of an empire. But behind the headlines of Rommel and Montgomery were the real heroes, the African soldiers. Over 1 million African men were recruited, often by force, into the armies of Britain, France, and Belgium. The King's African Rifles, the Free French Forces of Senegal, and the Nigerian Regiment fought bravely in East Africa, Burma, and beyond. They carried heavy loads, built roads, and faced death on battlefields far from home, often without recognition or fair pay. These men fought not for glory or empire, but for survival, and for a world that, ironically, did not see them as equals. While the world's eyes were fixed on Europe, the British and African troops were fighting a tough campaign in East Africa. Their mission: to drive Italian forces out of Ethiopia and restore Emperor Haile Selassie to his throne. After months of grueling fighting through harsh terrain, victory came in 1941. Ethiopia became the first country liberated from Axis control, a symbol of hope for colonized Africa. But Africa's story didn't end there. In 1942, British forces invaded Madagascar, then under the pro-Nazi Vichy French government, fearing Japan might use it to threaten Indian Ocean trade routes. After 6 months of fighting, the island fell to Allied control. Another victory, another forgotten chapter in Africa's war. By 1945, Africa had paid a heavy price. Tens of thousands were dead. Many more returned home changed, aware of the hypocrisy of fighting for freedom abroad while living under colonial rule at home. These veterans would become the seeds of change, inspiring independence movements that would soon sweep across the continent. Africa's role in World War II is a story of courage, sacrifice, and forgotten glory. The men who fought on the sands of El Alamein and the hills of Ethiopia deserve to be remembered, not as footnotes, but as heroes. If you found this story powerful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because the echoes of war should never be forgotten.